heading into another long weekend during a global pandemic, but this time with a new set of freedoms, as Toronto and Peel join the majority of the province in Stage 3. Communities to the north take action to try to control incoming crowds. Good evening. For some, the cottage country commute's already underway, while others are choosing to stay closer to home.
Either way, the COVID-19 outbreak has certainly changed the long weekend experience.
We have team coverage tonight. CTV's Janice Golding is on the 400 with new cottage country crowd control measures. CTV's Austin Delaney's in downtown Toronto as businesses are cautiously stepping into Stage 3. And there's new technology to track the spread of the virus. CTV's Scott Lightfoot is on that story. We begin with Janice Golding on details on extra fees for out-of-towners heading north. Janice.
Hi, Nathan. Yes, well, there has been a steady stream of traffic heading north here on the 400 all day. People heading to cottage country and to local beaches. However, many will be facing new restrictions and fees. Take a look. The long weekend mass exodus is on.
We can't wait to get away.
It's a holiday after a really long time.
It feels good because I've been trapped in my house for a long time.
But the waterfront in Orillia is looking a lot less packed than usual, with out-of-town visitors now being charged $50 to park in municipal lots and $50 to launch their boats on weekends. And Barrie is charging non-residents $50 a day to park at Centennial Beach.
I'd say it's price gouging. When you're charging $3 and all of a sudden it jumps up to $50, that's absolute price gouging.
The moves have come under fire from the Premier, but Aurelia's mayor says the city's doing what's necessary to protect citizens during a pandemic.
And last weekend literally was the first weekend that we saw things, the numbers somewhat controllable. Because up to that point, they were really uncontrollable and overwhelming for our bylaw, even with the assistance of the OPP.
Some boaters say they completely disagree with the new charges.
I would never pay those rates. Never. Nope. I'd find another lake or something way cheaper.
And some locals don't even like it.
You're safe in the boat out there. It's just a money grab, I think.
Although some do say they are willing to pay.
$100 to go boating for the day. It seems worth it, right?
Wasaga Beach, meanwhile, has its own restrictions. Access to the beach limited to 4 pods with capacity for 738 people. This move, too, drawing mixed reaction.
Not on the beach. Everybody doesn't care.
You need to be careful, but, you know, it's Wasaga Beach.
Some say people aren't keeping their distance. Others?
There's not as many people. It's not as packed. People are respecting social distancing.
Regardless of any new charges or regulations, people are heading out of town this weekend.
I'm very excited.
We haven't done anything yet, so we're super excited to get away and enjoy some family time.
Hoping for some sunshine and some downtime. The extra fees in Orillia will apply from Thursday to Sunday right until mid-September. And as for the pods in Wasaga Beach, you're not allowed to have barbecues, not allowed to play sports, and you cannot bring pets. Reporting live, I'm Janice Golding. Now back to Pauline.
Thank you, Janice. For the first time in months, people in the city can dine inside at a restaurant. CTV's Austin Delaney joins us live with reaction to Toronto entering Stage 3. Austin?
Well, Pauline, the owner of this restaurant behind me, says this is a huge step in the right direction, allowing people to eat indoors. He says it will keep them afloat, just afloat during COVID-19, but he doesn't want Ontario to go backwards, not a step backwards. Anybody stepping into his restaurant has to have their hands sanitized and wear a mask, even if it's just to get to the patio. Strict COVID protocols entering Ruby Soho's.
I don't think anybody can afford for this to kind of get rolled back.
The King in Portland restaurant bar had the bad luck of its grand opening 3 days before all restaurants were shut down in March.
The name of the game during COVID is just to get through it, and to, you know, for most businesses, you want to break even, make it through COVID.
Today, it welcomes for the first time since closing indoor seating.
As long as we can wear our masks, I feel safe.
The Greco family bringing their baby to lunch indoors.
As long as they keep people spaced out, I would be totally fine with that.
Down the street at the Belfast Love Pub, they are expecting a busy weekend.
Opened up our reservations online for inside, and pretty much within 10 minutes it was completely booked up.
But dining in is not for everyone just yet.
I think I prefer to sit outside here where it's fresh air and not too close for everybody else, but you know, it's great for everybody else in the economy and stuff, get things going.
We're going outside. Just don't want to be a guinea pig. I just want to wait and see how things progress.
This long weekend is no time to throw caution to the wind, warns the Premier, pointing out the American 4th of July holiday.
That long weekend, people went to parties, beaches, and gatherings. acting like COVID-19 was over. You just have to look at what happened since then to know how devastating it has been.
Stage 3 saw the reopening of not only indoor bars and restaurants in Toronto and Peel today, but movie theaters, spas, and gyms. Before sunrise this morning, Home Fitness had opened its doors for the first time.
It is exciting to be back at the same time as we are being very cautious as how we bring people back in.
That means masks unless difficult during a workout or hazardous. So we drove around this afternoon checking out other places in the downtown core. Now, it might be the weather, but for the most part, people are opting for the patios and not going inside. For now. Reporting live, I'm Austin Delaney.
All right, thank you, Austin. Plenty of businesses in Peel region appear ready as they welcome customers back inside. In Brampton, spas, gyms, and indoor diners were among those reopening for the first time since March. Members of the local BIA say the further easing of restrictions is needed for those barely keeping their financial heads above water.
It's been a very challenging time. They're very optimistic, but it's been tough. So as we move closer and closer into different recoveries of the economy, we're certainly opening the doors.
While most establishments, particularly bars and restaurants, have expressed enthusiasm about Stage 3, some say they've decided to wait before taking that step, needing more time to prepare for increased capacity while still adhering to public health guidelines.